Hi, welcome back to another video for Gran Turismo. This is the first time I've ever stumbled across this, and how I haven't seen it beforehand I don't know, because it seems to be the topic of conversation within the kind of like the GT pages and stuff like that at the moment. And some people are quite frankly sort of like pissed off with it, fed up with it. It's ridiculous, and it's this and it's that, and blah 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 blah. However, I do agree with them. The car is absolutely insane and is very, very broken. Definitely shouldn't be in the game, and like loads of other people have said, it's more than likely going to get patched out. I think the patch is due on the 13th of April, which will be tomorrow. It took me a while to kind of like to get the setup right for this. I'd seen a couple of posts and things like that, and I couldn't figure out how to do it properly because the car is so ridiculously overpowered, and to get it sort of like ready for a PP600 race, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get it done. So sort of asked some advice on the GT page and got given the information that I kind of wanted, and sort of figured it out in the end. So this is a sort of like a money farming or credit farming glitch, I guess. So in any of the kind of like 600 races and stuff, some of the races can be sort of like quite hard, but if you just want to sort of just get loads and loads of credits and stuff like that in a fairly reasonable time, in less than like 20 minutes I think it is, this isn't a bad way to do it if you just kind of want to do that. The best one to do it is the Tokyo Expressway. It's a maximum reward of 550,000, and for a clean race bonus it takes it up to 825 grand. So that's an insane amount of money within like 20 minutes. Obviously if you do that within an hour, then you're laughing. It's a really, really good way just to get some money in if you want to do a bit of a grind. So without further ado, the car in question is this ridiculous thing. It's the SRT Tomahawk X VGT. There are like 3 or 4 on there, but it's the X VGT. Costs 1 million credits, and you need to buy a couple of bits for it from what I've seen. Obviously tyres and stuff like that goes without saying. Set of racing hard tyres. If you look in the settings and stuff here, it's I bought obviously the ballast for it and the mappable ECU, and sort of like power restrictor and stuff. When you're in the settings, nothing else changes on this side here, apart from your tyres. That is it. You turn your output adjustment all the way down to the very, very bottom. You turn your power restrictor all the way down to the bottom. Bearing in mind that this is a 2,500 brake horsepower car, you've still got 1,356 brake horsepower. It's just insane. It's ridiculous. This is where it gets a little bit fiddly and a little bit tricky. So to get it down from like the 1,000 plus pp that it is, I'm sure it's like 1,900 pp or whatever it was, or something like that, down to 595 pp, which is just insane. It all comes down to the gear ratios. So you need tyres, you need the ballast, and you need a power restrictor, and you also need a fully customizable racing gearbox. With the gear ratios, it's set at 580 for the final kind of the final gear, the final ratio. You have to physically manually adjust the gears. So I'll leave that on the screen for a sec. If you want to, feel free to take a screenshot of it, and then sort of say got it there on your phone. So the way to do this is you don't start at the top. You don't start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think the final ratio should be 5.130 anyway. I'm sure that's what it is as standard. what you need to do is you start from the bottom. So you start from 7th gear and you put it to that figure. Then you do 6th and then 5th, and then I think you can do 4th. I'm not sure. It took me a while to figure out, because at some stages you will not be able to get these figures. You basically have to keep going back out of the gear ratios and then back into them, and then it kind of adjusts the figures, and then you basically carry on to those figures that were shown there, and eventually you'll get them. So it's a little bit fiddly, but for some reason you go in, you do it, and then when you back out of this screen, for some reason when you go back into it, it then adjusts all the ratios again. So you go in, you can then start changing the figures even more, but that is the setup that you want, as it is there on the screen. So when you've done that, literally go into the race with a set of hard tyres. Now, the couple of times I've sort of played this track, the track has been wet, but the hard tyres, it literally has not affected it in any way, shape or form. So you don't need intermediates, you don't need wets, just stick on a set of hard tyres. The car is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous beyond belief, actually. So when you're in a race, you literally don't need to change any gear. Basically treat it like an electric car. You will keep it in 7th gear, and then you just basically drive the track for the 12 laps in 7th gear. That is it. You slow down, you keep it in 7th gear. Don't change the ratios or anything like that. If you use an auto, I would suggest just switching it over to manual and just keeping it in 7th gear, because it works like a treat. It's ridiculous. Right, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, so here we go. Here it is. It's a stunning looking car as well. It's got all sorts of crazy aerodynamics and stuff like that on it. So yeah, so basically just keep it in 7th. Put the fuel in on lean right up until the end, and if you want to, for the last couple of laps, you can put it on full. But this car is absolutely insane. It's ridiculous, and if they don't patch it out in tomorrow's update, then wow. As I say, look, I know there are lots of people that think that this is ridiculous and they want it taken out, and they're complaining about it and blah 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 blah. I think it's actually quite good fun, if I'm honest. One thing you do have to be careful with is hitting the walls, which is very easy to do on this track. Hitting the walls will instantly give you a 5-second penalty. Not that it will make much difference, because I had, I think, maybe 4 or 5-second penalties the first time I'd done this, and I still lapped them. I think it was like 3 laps or 2 laps or something like that. There are people that are finishing this 5 laps ahead of people, which is, it's just insane. But yeah, as you can see, not changing gear, keeping it in 7th gear, and then you just literally, it just brakes so well. You have to be careful on some of the turns, like these ones. Slow right the way down, because you will sort of screw the turn up, and you'll get the wall, and then you'll get a penalty. So yeah, so this is start-finish straight. So just point out that is, yeah. Oh, you can. I did notice on my last lap of the first time I've done this, I did chuck it in 6th gear just for a laugh coming through here, and you would definitely be able to get 300 miles an hour up this straight, which is insane. But yeah, the brakes are immense on this. With the aerodynamics that this car has, and the brakes and stuff like that, it's mental. Oh, bugger. There you go. It's me just trying to see a 10-second penalty there. That is, yeah, that's steep. But like I said, I mean, if you look on the map, you'll see the position of where I am and how far I am ahead. I would advise I would advise trying not to hit the walls, but if you do, you do. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So yeah, you just got to slow right down to get around that corner. And the rest of the track is absolutely fine. So I would hit with 10-second penalty now, which does suck a little bit, but just let it get on a bit. Kudos to whoever actually figured this out, because to say, like, it's people out there probably seen this, done this, and already have known about it. I literally found out about it today. I hadn't really seen any videos on it. People are saying it's going to get patched out tomorrow, so I was like, you know what, I'll just chuck a quick video together just to kind of put it out there. So if anybody wants to do a bit of grinding tonight or tomorrow up until the update and all the rest of it, and then crack on. Right, I'm going to try and break the 300 barrier down here now. 6th gear is probably the lowest I dare go, because I tried to play the game earlier on, the first time I've done it, how you would normally take the corners, so going on like the recommended gear settings and stuff like that, Yeah, it wasn't pretty. The car literally just lit up his wheels and spun around. It was ridiculous. Let's have a look at the outside view of this car. I mean, it's mental. I mean, no car should do that. It's crazy. Imagine if they actually made this car. Wow. Not with this amount of power, because it's just ridiculous, but if they'd done like an electric version, it'd be up there competing with the Rimac and stuff. Oh, what's happening there? There you go, so give me an example of what happens when you pull away in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And I've got a penalty there, weirdly, and I don't actually know what for. Very strange. Wasting time maybe on the track or something, I don't know. Or whatever. So here we go, so first lot of lapping about to take place. Blue flag is out, so faster car is coming through. The cornering on this thing is ridiculous. In the sharp corners, obviously, it can't turn that well, but just in the normal sort of turns, it handles so well. I haven't even driven this car at its full power yet, so that'll be interesting at 2,500 horsepower. So the amount of complaints that I have seen about this particular glitch, people are all just like, you know, saying, oh, I'm not buying this car, blah, 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 blah. I don't care if it goes 600 miles an hour, I'm not buying it. It's like, okay, well, don't buy it then. I mean, if they patch it out, I wouldn't be fussed if they, you know, I mean, if you could never do this again, it wouldn't bother me. Because I still think there's enough in the game to kind of, you know, to keep me going with like the daily races and stuff like that, the online side of it, the normal, like the single player campaign, if you like. I think there's enough there to keep like the most hard player going. If you don't want to do this sort of stuff and farm loads of credits, then don't do it. Don't need to bitch about it, whinge about it, stuff like that. Just get over it. Okay, so it may well be 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th that you can use. Anything under that, don't even bother, you'll blow your car on with it. Very much. I'm going to take this on a Special X ring as well, special course. So I want to see what speed I can get it up to. I'm sure there was somebody put a post up the other day, and I'm sure it was like 400 or something mile an hour. It's ridiculous. So another thing you'll notice is obviously 7 laps in, still haven't pitted. Fuel is fine, tyres are fine. How that works, I don't know. I'm guessing it's because you're not accelerating and you know, spanking it through the turns, because that will just chew your tyres up anyway. In terms of fuel, obviously your RPM is relatively low, so you're not screaming into the engine. Where are we? So 5 laps left. So when we get to about lap 10, what I'll do is I'll change the map over to power and just watch the fuel gauge disappear. So yeah, 21 laps left. So plenty of fuel in the tank. Just keep it like this. I suppose the other thing as well is like thinking about people that sort of like complaining about this. You probably find they've got loads of time on their hands, more time than some. I generally get like a couple of hours a day. I try and get like my dailies and stuff in, get my like your marathon roulette ticket and the rest of it. Try and get all that done. And then every so often, maybe like once or twice a week. You know, have a good go at some of the other circuit experiences and stuff like that. But it's not my be all and end all of existence. There we go, the second round of lapping. Little baby cousin Viper SRT. Excuse me, come through. That's what I have noticed as well, that the cars will move over or move out of the way if you are starting to lap them. Which I only noticed really the first time I've done this. So that moves over to the left. If this was a real car, I don't know how, it'd be like a fighter jet. I don't know how your body would handle the G-forces. I think you'd have to wear a G-force suit or something. As a kid, the blood moving around your body. It's just mental. This is like 1,000 horsepower under its maximum, basically. I was going to live stream this tonight when I eventually figured it out on Twitch, but I just couldn't be bothered. thought I'll just do it like this, record a video, chuck it on YouTube, share the link, and days. Coming through, move out of my way. Oh, cheeky. I was also convinced earlier on that they purposely targeted you and started smashing your car up because, like a glitch in the game, they just knew you were cheating. I got smacked from the pillar at a post. For the first lap anyway, and then I figured out that I had to just stay in 7th gear. Oh, domination. Don't give me a penalty for that. No! That's going to be 10. Big good challenge. Let's say that people moaning about this, but it's quite a good challenge to try and get around this track flat out without hitting anything. It requires good reflexes, that's for sure. Ah, that's a great time. It's okay. Right, where are we? 18 miles left. Let's whack that up to power. Yeah, so 4, 5, 6 and 7 are your gears to use if you really want to. If you just want to get the credits until you get used to it, keep it in 7th. About to start a third lot of lapping. Wow. Just so you know, this is not sped up. This is me just going for it now. Oh, see what I mean? Son of a bitch! 100% you went for me then. Now my car is knackered. So yeah, so you do get slight mechanical damage as well, and then eventually it kind of eases off and sort of fixes itself. That was bang out of line. There we go, all fixed. Oh my god, that's about 30 seconds. That is so... oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so it's very easy to pick up penalties. So it is the last lap, so it is what it is. Probably won't get the clean bonus now. Very annoying. Might give it to me, I don't know. Probably won't after that. Over that last load of crap. So yeah, 3 laps ahead. So 21 minutes. So I know people have said that they've done it in about 18 minutes, I think, or something like that, which ain't bad. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I did still give it to me. So yeah, 825,000. Not bad for 18 minutes. Bit of a different challenge. Worth doing until they patch it out. If you just want to just farm some credits, then yeah, do it. Go for it.